علاج مرض السرطان بالطب البديل، هذه موضوع قاعدة تصير عليه ضجة الحين. كثير من الأطباء حول العالم قاعدين يعالجون مرضى السرطان بدون أدوية، بالأكل، بتغيير نمط الحياة، تغيير التفكير. وهذه الأطباء للأسف مو كثير من الناس يعرفون عنهم. فقبل فترة سويت مقابلة مع طبيب يعالج سرطان بالطب البديل في مصح في تايلاند، وهذه الحلقة كان عليها إقبال كبير، فقلت بواصل هذا الحوار وهذا الحديث مع هذا الطبيب ومع غيره. فاليوم بعطيكم أجزاء من المكالمة اللي تكلمت فيها مع طبيب اسمه دكتور توماس لودي، وتكلمنا على سكايب، وحاولت أني أطرح بعض الأسئلة اللي قلت يمكن بتكون على بالكم أنتم. فإن شاء الله تعجبكم المقابلة، وإن شاء الله يكون عندنا حوارات أخرى كثيرة معاه ومع غيره من الأطباء أيضا اللي قاعدين يتطرقون حق هذا الموضوع.
You take people that have had a cancer diagnosis and you end up asking them to change their life. Basically, they have to change the way they eat, the way they drink, the way they think. What have been the biggest complaints or the biggest points of resistance that people have at this point? Because it is a wake-up call, and they find that they're cornered into having to change. Where is the resistance? Because I know that not everybody takes on that method, even if it means they're healing. Where is the resistance?
Okay, of all the diseases or conditions that a human being can get, cancer is the one that is the most likely to stop people from negotiating. You know, you can get a heart attack and the person's going to say, well, can't I just get the, and you know, and they're not going to pay attention. But when someone has cancer, they go, okay, I'll do anything you say. I'll stand on my head. I'll do anything you say. So it's the one condition where people stop negotiating, and they're more likely to surrender and say, I'll do whatever you want me to do, whatever I need to do. What happens, and I usually find that people are very willing at the beginning, most people, maybe 90% of the people are willing at the beginning to make some changes, and about 10% are from the beginning say no. Just those are the same people who say, I'm not going to stop smoking. You know, I don't care. I'm not, you know. So, but anyway, but a lot of people are willing, but where they meet resistance, where the problem comes in down the line is appetite. Our appetites that we have learned since the age of 2 are what get in the way, and they're eventually what bring us to our knees, and they are eventually what kill us. Appetites are learned, they're not natural, they're specific, and they're never satisfied. Hunger, unlearned, non-specific, and easily satisfied. So they are diametrically opposed. And appetites are, I gotta have a, whatever it is, I gotta have. And a cigarette, I gotta have a drink, I gotta have a whatever.
And there's an emotional link to that, to appetite as well, obviously. Yeah.
Right. So this appetite is what they're doing. So what I need to do is, the only way I can break through this is through knowledge. Knowledge, you know, the truth shall set you free, indeed it shall. You know, I grew up Italian. You know, when I smell meatballs and sausages, my mouth waters. But why don't I walk in there? Because of knowledge, because of what I know. And I read the book once? No. I read every day as if my life depended on it. I never stop doing it because I have a madman inside of my head that's saying, don't worry about it. That's nonsense, you know? I mean, so in other words, the adversary, the problem is appetite. People just want to taste and chew. So what our goal to do, and I know you're very much involved in this, is to find foods that are healthy and make them pleasing so that people enjoy it. Because if people can enjoy the food, they'll go on to eat it. And I've seen there's many ways of making food delicious. I've done it with Korean food, with Thai food, Italian food, Mexican food, American food, and I'm sure we can do, I don't know, with Arabic food, you know, I know a lot of people I've met from Saudi Arabia eat mostly meat, so that'll be a hard one to do,
but
I'm sure
it can be done. Yeah, people are still becoming more aware of ways to do that. Can you give us some tips before we close this on what they can start doing today? For example, if you wanted to just change your day-to-day, what should you drink instead of the average drinks or a typical meal, for example, for a healing cancer patient?
Sure. Well, there's only one drink in the world. I mean, God gave it to us. It's called water. Delicious, pure, wonderful water. We live in an age where that's not easy to find anymore. But anyway, water should be the drink. We should drink water as much as we can when we're not eating. Okay, you don't want to drink while you're eating. So you should drink as much as you can all day long, 3, 4, 5 liters. Now, the other thing is what we have, one of the best substitutes for that and a way to get around that, and actually is, for the cancer person, is actually a little bit more healing, is to drink fresh vegetable juices. Okay, and the reason is because I want you to imagine an armful of vegetables. If I can remove all the fiber, I'm going to get 1 or 2 liters of it. So what I've done is I've taken more nutrients than I could eat, and I'm able to bring them into my body. I'm flooding my body with enzymes, minerals, phytonutrients, amino acids, all the things that I need, the healthy things that my body needs to fight cancer, to make healthy cells. So I can get that. So drinking lots of green vegetable juice is what I would recommend. And, there are easy recipes, but basically, let me just give you a cucumber, celery, and then you need for the volume, to get volume. And then you can use kale, spinach, broccoli, a lot of other green things. Add in some lemon to take away any bitterness, and then add in some green apple to make it a little bit sweet, or some carrot, something to give it flavor. You have to enjoy it. Add in ginger and something like that. Drink as much as you can all day. Stop eating so much. Try to eat once a day. Drink juices throughout the day and eat once a day. And stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. Go to bed with an empty stomach, and go to bed early. If you go to bed early and you get a good night's sleep, when you wake up in the morning, you will be less inclined to be a victim of your appetites. Like if I got up early and I did my prayers and I did my reading and then I did my exercise, I walk out of the house, I'm on fire, I'm armed, and I'm going to be able to walk past that fast food place or whatever it is that used to tempt me because I'm feeling strong. But if I wake up and I'm tired, I'm on my 3rd cup of coffee, I'll say, oh, okay. So if I had to say the one thing you got to do, go to bed early. Then, get up, and do those things. Do your prayer meditation first. Dedicate your life to that. And then do your reading, and then do your exercise. Make sure you're drinking fresh, organic stuff. Drink a lot of fluids and alkaline. Remember, green is alkaline. Green, if it's green, that means it's got chlorophyll. If it's got chlorophyll, that means it's got magnesium. And magnesium is one of the most alkalinizing substances we know on Earth. So the more green it is, the more alkaline you'll be. And clean your bowels out. If you're not having several bowel movements a day, you will if you're eating this way. But if you're not doing it, then do an enema. Get some way to clean your out, because that stuff stays in there and it gets recycled through your liver. So it's not good. It'll keep you acidic. It'll keep you full of waste. So clean your bowels as well.
Wow, that's a great thought to end on. Great tips. Thank you very much.
إن شاء الله عجبتكم هذه المقابلة البسيطة. في الفيديو حطوا لنا في الكومنتس، أنا خاطري أسمع منكم. هل عندكم أسئلة؟ هل عندكم استفسارات؟ هل في سؤال أنا ما سألته للطبيب أنتم خاطركم تعرفون عنه؟ أو هل عندكم تجربة مع مرض السرطان أو مع أي شيء ثاني خاطركم تشاركونا فيها؟ حطوها في التعليقات. وإذا عجبكم الفيديو لا تنسون تحطون لايك، وضروري تسجلون في القناة عشان أول ما يطلع فيديو يوصل لكم.